celebrating water is really done by gratefulness, by thankfulness, looking around out here and going, well, there's the Ritchie family, there's the Gabriel family, there's the Henry family, there's the James family, there's the Dan family and the Peters family, and realize, oh, wow, we celebrate them every day. We celebrate all of our family, we celebrate our village, but it's in looking at these families and realizing every family that we have here in Lil'wat Nation is precious and that they're here because of water.
I remember pre-residential school time. I remember there's a time he would say, "Lil'wat Health," and we'd take off. Holler, "Lil'wat Health," when the fish were coming. And that river would be black with fish. Black. Now you gotta wait there for a couple of days to see one or two.
So the Birkenhead has been supporting the Lil'wat people since time out of mind, and I've noticed, in my work that we've been through these archaeological field surveys that it just jumps out at me right away that the Lil'wat people have gravitated and settled in areas, seasonally, and mainly where there are salmon returning. Water is very precious in this world. We have only one water. Well, the Lil'wat water, I believe, is the best water in even perhaps the world.
So protecting our water is, in a way, it's protecting ourselves as well.
So we're in a really geologically active watershed. So we have the largest landslide in Canada, we've got Canada's most active volcano, and we've got other landslide processes like we saw at Joffrey a couple of years ago. And we're going to continue to see, the literature says, that these kind of landscape scale movements are going to continue based on glacier recession caused by climate change, because it's exposing these areas of instabilities. So we're going to see mountains starting to move.
So natural disasters, as we call them, earthquakes, tsunamis, anything like that, I guess, landslides, mudslides. A lot of it, if we look at the way industry has treated Mother Nature, we could have avoided a lot of those things. But in that moment, after it happens, we're standing there kind of in shock. And something beautiful happens and the whole world comes together, and you see it all the time. Humanity kind of takes its place and comes together, and they rebuild something. They rebuild something that we upset as human beings, which is a balance, and water is responsible for everything. If it comes down to gratefulness and thankfulness, all we need to do is look at the people that we keep in our lives and realize just how grateful and thankful we need to be for water and appreciative of it. And if we're going to harvest some teas, or we're going to harvest some medicine, or harvest some bark off of the trees, we bring an offering. We bring something organic. We bring some tobacco. We bring some smudge, or water. We offer water to the tree we're going to harvest from and to its family around it. But that's the best way I know how to manage it, is to make sure that I'm acknowledging it. Acknowledge that it's there, acknowledge that it's going to do something for you. We wouldn't be out there harvesting anything in the first place if we didn't have any need for it. So there's an absolute need to acknowledge everything that water does, all the life that it creates.
The rivers within this valley, they naturally want to change. Over millennia, they've gone wherever they wanted to, but we can't really allow that to happen anymore. And so that's one of our challenges moving forward, is how do we protect our communities from the rivers.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing that community members can do sort of locally, obviously, is sort of minimize water consumption if possible, and particularly if there are consumption advisories that have gone out during August, obviously, particularly, and then I think from there, just sort of respect for the environment, making sure that we have a clean community, and that things aren't going into the river systems and impacting fish and wildlife that shouldn't be.
Well, the Lil'wat River watershed is so cool. It is so fascinating what is happening here. All of us are affected by the processes that happen in the Lil'wat. So even if you live up on a hillside or in the plateau or a cola, you're still going to be impacted by things like flooding. And so we all really just need to work together as a community to become more resilient. So be ready for flooding, understand what the risks are and what they mean to you and your workplace and your family. And then be part of the process. So help your neighbors know what are the ways that we are going to address this. And unfortunately, those big things like climate change, like how do we address climate change? Where do you start, right? We all just need to start thinking about that collectively and working on small things that we can do in our communities collectively to address this together.